welcome back to the Trendless podcast, where the Trendless talk about trends. My name is Kanklin.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Matt.
And today we are talking about Elon Musk and buying Twitter.
So, Elon bought Twitter apparently, and it's gonna take a while before he actually fully owns the company because it generally takes at least 4 months for the transfer of all the market stuff and all the reports and so much paperwork. But so Ben, what's your opinion on this?
Oh shit, I'm gone for 3 weeks. I come back and, feels good to be back.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk buys Twitter. It's kind of funny because the way I hear is happening is to make decisions in the company, like big decisions, you have to have 15% of the shares, of the total shares, right?
Right.
He had 14%. But the other contingency, or like the contingencies, you have to have 15%. But the rule was you're not allowed to have 15%.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, they're like, if you have 15%, you can make decisions, but you're not allowed to have that.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, fine. I'll just buy you.
I'm to do it myself.
Fine, I'll do it myself. That's like basically what he did. And which is kind of funny, to be honest. And what biggest thing that he has a problem with is like is freedom of speech. Like I remember like Twitter, my brother told me that Twitter used to be like really like where you find, like it was uncensored. People would say whatever they want. It was free speech, right?
I was never around for that.
But okay, so I agree with Elon what he's saying of free speech up to an extent, right?
Right. Because you don't want someone.
Like a lot of people like super far right who are like freedom of speech no matter what. Even like they don't know like slander is illegal and threatening people is illegal. It's freedom of speech, but like don't say stuff like that. And slander is like in spreading rumors that you know are false and presenting them as true.
It's also spoken, not printed.
So I think that he needs to open up because I wonder. Okay,
moving further from the mic.
Trump, he's probably gonna reactivate Trump's account for this.
I don't know, cause
Trump started his own app, Truth Social. I downloaded it to see what kind of people are on there because I thought it'd be hilarious because it is free speech on that app, but all the people going on that app are super far right people, so it's gonna be all very conspiracy theory and stuff probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
what I was gonna say was if Donald Trump gets back on, he's gonna go back to doing what he did before, making random tweets that because when he was like president and before that, whenever he'd make a tweet, the market would just jump like crazy.
I think it's hilarious. I like his tweets. They were kind of funny.
Yeah, but he would make a tweet, and then like every investor would just jump in like.
Well, Elon Musk has that power. Like when he
he
talked
has
about
the
buying
same
Bitcoin
idea.
and it flew up.
Yeah.
I think it's. When I downloaded Truth Social, I was on the waiting list for like a month. I was 1 millionth on the list. I got on there for a minute. It is literally a carbon copy of Twitter.
Nice.
To everything. It's the same icon, same font. Instead of saying tweet, though, when you can tweet, it says post a truth, not a tweet. That's like the only change, is they replaced every word that said tweet with truth.
Nice. Yeah. So, Elon's buying Twitter. That was crazy for me. Although, I don't use Twitter. I mean, I have it for, Bloodroot stuff, but, like, aside from that, I don't use it.
Yeah, he was saying that now he's going to buy Coca-Cola. He tweeted, I'm going to buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in it, which is hilarious.
Which you can't do, but,
Yeah, no dip, but it was crazy.
It's still
they
funny.
had like a 1 liter that they sold back in 1894 that had like 3.5 grams of cocaine in it.
Yeah.
That is insane. Apparently that was, like, when it's that diluted, it was just enough to, like, make you addicted to it, but still, it's so messed up.
Yeah, I know. So, the prom's coming up.
I feel like we still have way more.
Oh, okay,
topic
okay.
area
You got
here.
more.
Okay.
You got to say.
Okay, let's go around. What are the pros? I don't see any cons of Elon Musk buying Twitter, except for the far left getting extremely offended about things. Because you know what? Here's the difference. One of the biggest things is not get political here, but the far left hate freedom of speech, and the far right love it. And the far right love it to where they think they can say anything they want, but they can't. And the far left is stupid and think that basically communism. But like, there's a middle ground to that. I feel like.
Yeah,
but I feel like
that's where most people live, in that to live in that middle ground.
I'm more to the right of the free speech, but not to the extent where you can say whatever you want. Because there are certain literal laws that you're not supposed to say certain things because it's slanderous or threats.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to put because you could essentially put death threats.
Yeah, and that's illegal.
Yeah.
And so the pros, I think, are Twitter's going to be so much more funny and hilarious. Especially Elon Musk. If you don't follow him on Twitter, probably go follow him.
Yeah.
Because he is hilarious.
Yeah. I will say it'll probably change from the current thing, though, because a lot of people just don't like it right now because there's nothing you can really do with it.
Yeah, it's so censored. It's literally like they've gotten so political with these things that everything has to be censored, and that's one of the biggest things I don't like about is that when Twitter is okay, Instagram's like posting your life, right?
Right.
Twitter is informative, and so if you're gonna, that's why Instagram doesn't really block all these like what people say, because it's not an app where you go on and you discuss political things, but Twitter is.
Right.
And so when you have something that you're talking about political matters and you block one whole side of the political field to only allow one opinion, it's messed up. Even if it was the opinion I don't agree with, I want everybody's opinion to be on there because that's the only fair thing. Now, if it was only...
It's going to be Reddit now.
Yeah, well, Reddit I've never really gotten into, but I've seen some Reddit posts that are pretty funny.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I don't think there's much wrong with it. Maybe the only con with it being that there may be too much going on. In which case there's people too far to the right saying way too much that they need to.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the biggest thing, but aside from that, I see it as an absolute win.
Yeah, especially having such a hilarious guy owning Twitter.
This is the Cybertruck man, so
he is making money moves. Y'all don't even realize how much he's about to make from this too. He's not losing any money off of this. He is literally, it's basically like putting it all in investment, and it's going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
More people. Okay. Here's the other thing. If you censor less people, that's more money you can make.
Right, because there's more people downloading the app.
Yeah. So, if you allow more people into your business, you get more customers and you get more money.
Yeah.
If you're going to block out
half your business...
That's literally discrimination. Because, okay, this is an example, for example.
Would you call it price discrimination?
I saw a stand-up comedian today. I watched a video of it, and it just popped up. Someone sent it to me, and it was how he was too racist to be lazy, right? Or he was too lazy to be racist. Sorry, other way around, because it takes so much work. If you have to go to every bank, and if you see a Jew there, you're like, I'm not going to go there because I don't like them, right? So you lose a lot of business doing it. It's true. You know what I'm saying? You lose a lot of business, and it's so much work to be like, oh, I want to go eat lunch. Ah, no, there's an Indian man in here. I got to go.
Yeah, I get that. I got the joke.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
You'll lose a lot of business doing that, right? You lose a lot of business taking half the tweets away, because guess what? Trump created a new app, and it might be kind of trash because it's kind of just dumb, but it's just a carbon copy of Twitter, and it is kind of lame. The app is, but you know how many people left Twitter to go to there?
No.
A lot. I was on a 1 million people waiting list. There are tons of people leaving Twitter. The whole people who are being blocked out, and that makes sense. So if you're not going to block out anybody, whether they're left or right, you're going to make a lot more money.
Yeah, because that's opening essentially an untapped market.
Yes. So if you allow anybody to have free speech, that's more people who are going to be on your app. That's more revenue. That's more a lot of things. So it's a smart move to not discriminate and let everybody tweet what they want, unless it's like threatening or slanderous. But
Yeah. So Matt, how about you? You got anything you want to say? He's got to think
he's
first.
got to think. I think he's.
What do you think about this whole Twitter ordeal? Do you support it?
I don't really care. I don't use Twitter.
Oh, okay, so you're sort of like me. I mean, I use it for like my band, and that's it.
I don't really ever use Twitter. Like I've really never used it. Sometimes I'll see his tweets and like I'll just go on to look at Elon Musk's tweet, and that's about the only thing. Because for me, it seems like Twitter is a. I was looking. I wasn't gonna tweet anything, but I was looking to find how you tweet, and it's like so complicated. Especially with Facebook too, it's so complicated. Anyways,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. No wonder those old people don't know how to use it very well. Because, well, actually, they do know how to use it really well. They've been doing it forever. Do you think they heard me?
Probably.
Okay. All right. I think that's enough before. Oh, you want another rant on this whole prom thing?
All right, let's go. We're gonna go on a bit of tangent here.
Okay.
I'm gonna preface this with this is our opinion on it. Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that too. But pretty much for our prom, we have this senior walk-in, and apparently, if you take someone from outside the school, you can't walk in with them, and you have to walk in with the junior or senior from that school, from your school, and we all started like a petition to change that. I don't know how many people signed, but a lot of people I think signed.
Yeah, I think so. And I talked to the principal today and had a nice heated conversation. Respectful. I was respectful. But I told him this. I basically said this. To take an outside guest, I had to pay $60, right?
Right.
So, that was rhetorical, but you can answer it. You can.
It's fine. I was
No,
busy.
it's okay. $60, take an outside guest. My guest is also an alumni, so I didn't know if that was going to change anything. And also, she drove 2.5 hours from her college or university to come here to prom with me. Okay?
Right. That's sweet. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Must be
Okay.
nice.
All right, but listen. If I do that and I can't walk in with her, like, because why? Because our school is too pretentious and you have to have the same, you have to all bend lip in. And then, so I talked to the principal today, and I told him that I assumed that if we could bring them, we could walk in with them. And he told me, he was being sarcastic, not assume things. He's like, well, then don't assume things then. It's like, all right, man, all right, whatever. But I don't get it, because if I'm going to bring someone outside the school, is it not like safe to assume I'm going to be able to walk in with that person?
Also, considering you paid $60.
Yes. And I also told him that, what did I say? I forget what I said.
You said something about the petition, I think.
I did say something about that, but I also said that that I was gonna, what do I do? Why can't I walk her in, right? And he said that y'all guys just want everything now that we allow, because the year before they didn't allow any outside guests, right, for prom.
Right.
This year they are. So he goes, now y'all wanted to have people outside bend lip, and we gave it to y'all, and that's not enough for you. Now you want to walk them in. And I literally told him this. I said, why do you think that? That's not the reason. We're not a bunch of like brats. Here's the reason. If you're bringing someone to prom, you automatically assume that walking in with them is part of the deal, right? And then he told me not to assume. I was like, is that not an assumption that's viable?
I feel like that, yeah, because like I feel like if you're gonna go with somebody, you're gonna have to, you're gonna walk in with them.
He was making it seem like
you're gonna drive with her. You're gonna drive with her probably all the way to the school.
So you're trying not to name drop, aren't you? You keep out.
Yeah, I'm trying not to name drop.
So it's okay because we don't have anyone listens anyway. But
Yeah, actually, no. We have people that listen just for you.
that is not true.
That is true. Our numbers went down significantly the past 2 weeks that you weren't here.
Well, that's because I think the hype went down.
The hype also went down, but that has to do with us not posting on Instagram all the time and stuff like that.
Matt, what has you been up to with that? Oh, failing. Did you get that grade in, Matt? Did you get that grade in?
What grade?
For your,
Life project?
yeah.
Yeah, it's been in.
What'd you
Alright,
get?
Good.
And 95.
I got an 80 on that one because I got an 80 on that because I forgot the
I watched him.
application. I did the credit card application. I forgot the other one.
Oh, mine was on the different. I got some points off for not putting something on the credit card
What did
application.
y'all? What
I
did,
got a 92.
what did y'all get on the test?
83, 85,
We're not
somewhere
talking
in
about
there.
that.
What did you get, Matt?
50.
Oh,
Good job.
okay,
And I have a 69 in the
Nice.
nice.
class. I shouldn't have my.
That's a very nice. Anyway,
Nice. I didn't. I got 100.
So yeah, that's sort of the thing on prom, which by the way, if you're, it's tomorrow for us, so Saturday the what is it, 30th?
Yep.
Yeah, the
Y'all
30th.
better watch out because I'm about to look hot tomorrow.
All right.
Alright.
We're all gonna be wearing the same suit, but okay.
No,
You're gonna be wearing a different one.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear. Actually, I'm wearing. Okay, here's it. Black tux, right?
All right.
Same as everybody else, but I have a green vest or an emerald vest.
Okay.
Okay, and an emerald bow tie. So don't come at me and talk to me how we're all gonna wear the same things. All right?
Okay.
Because
the
I'm
exact
gonna
same
come
thing.
in, and everybody's gonna just.
We're
just
gonna
just drop.
we're gonna drop dead because of that. Our jaws are just gonna drop. We're gonna see you, and our jaws are just will just drop.
Yeah, the thing is though, is that I'm kind of mad because I want to take your mom.
No.
I'm not Matt likes to make mom jokes.
And
So,
we all do, you know.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, no, I don't. Other people do, and they make them all the time, and it's kind of stupid, but not like your mom, but just like, oh, I'm going to take your mom to prom. It's
I'm
kinda
gonna
funny.
take a teacher to prom.
You tried with that one.
That was
Joey made
that
it-
was funny.
Joey, if you would have done that, you would have won everybody's respect for the remainder
If that was a yes, that would have been great. That would have been so funny.
He asked her teacher to prom, and she's not allowed to take a student, obviously.
Yes,
I gotta dress up for her.
it's part of, it was part of a social.
Don't say that part. Just,
Yeah, don't.
Let's just say it's part of a project.
no, it wasn't part of a project. Joey just has massive confidence.
I have massive energy.
confidence.
I had some big energy that day.
some big energy. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What else are we going to talk about, dude? Because I have not been here in a while, and I apologize. I've been busy,
All right.
acting like I have a life, even though I don't.
Dude,
What is
what have you been up to then?
What
happened to your leg?
Oh, that's a dirt bike incident.
We're
Anyway,
talking about how
I've been-
Seth brought his old
w-
car to school.
we'll talk about that in a second. But first, how have you been? Like, what have you been up to?
I have been, I went to spring break. I had spring break. I think that was the first week, right?
Yeah, that was when we were all off. That was the dead week.
Oh,
He
but
was
the
in
week
Texas.
before that I couldn't come, that I had some stuff to do at home to get ready for that trip. Yeah, you're right. That was the same time.
Yeah.
And then the week after, I was still on spring break because it started basically on that Friday, and then up to the next Friday, I was still doing that. And then were we gonna do it last week, or what was up with that? I don't.
Well, I was trying to get it done last week, but last minute, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. Matt couldn't come because of work, and I wasn't sure if you could come or not.
Yeah, so I haven't really been up to anything, to be honest with you. Y'all
No.
boys been good?
Yeah, I've been I had a trip to Texas that was great. I had to talk all by myself about how there are several podcasts starting up and how basically what we do is not going to matter anymore. unless we like really find something to take off, or if we have like a
They
gimmick.
have one for everything, man. It's
Yeah, you need. Sorry, but like you need like a gimmick now to pass.
you need to have some famous person come on your podcast, and then you'll do it.
Yeah, I'll hit up
Do
Joe
well.
Rogan.
Yeah, we're gonna hit up Joe Rogan right now. What about the Joe Rogan experience? Like, it's like a theme park, but you go in, and you just like you don't actually see Joe Rogan, but you
He only
like.
has 14.9 million.
What
I
are
know.
you talking about right now?
I'm making something up.
Oh.
What if Joe Rogan had a thing called the Joe Rogan experience where like it was like a theme park and you just go in the room where he would like go in like a room that's like set up like he's like his podcast room and then just smoke weed.
No, the cool part about Joe Rogan especially is he's so cool. Like he almost got people were trying to cancel him and no one cared except for like 3 people because he's like really cool.
Yeah.
Because okay, and I understand his point where he used to say the N-word, but he was saying that he didn't know that you were supposed to just say N-word. He was using it out of context. He never called someone that.
Right,
He's like,
right.
oh, they said this. He didn't know you were supposed to censor it yourself.
You gotta bleep it, and
Which
since we don't have bleeps,
so
bleep.
anyways, he brings cool people on there,
Yeah.
and like
Like Bob Lazar
or Elon Musk
or Bob Lazar.
or Bob Lazar.
That was crazy. That was.
Speaking of guests, oh, I'm sorry.
That was the same year that like everyone said we're gonna raid Area 51.
Was that really?
Yeah.
So-
He went on the podcast and was like talking about aliens. He had a Netflix show come out for that. Bob Lazar did, and then like instantly, let's raid Area 51.
Okay, I will say, that's okay. We're gonna have a long podcast today. I will say this. One person, I just thought of this because of a guest of Joe Rogan, was Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know that guy?
Yeah, I know that guy.
I hate him. You know, like, he is so annoying.
Well, cause he's smug.
He is egotistical. Like, once, did you hear the story about the Harvard tie?
Yeah, cause you told me.
Yeah, where he took, did I talk about this on a podcast already?
No, you talked about it in class.
Okay, so the student got into Harvard, and he had a Harvard tie on before, and Neil deGrasse Tyson took it from him and said, "I'll give this to you when you do something, when you graduate and go do something." And I'm like, listen, like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, excuse me, listen, if I got into Harvard, I'd wear that crap every day. Are you
Because
kidding me?
it's something
it's
like-
an accomplishment to get in.
Yeah.
And have you heard Neil deGrasse Tyson speak? He says a bunch of nothing and tries to sound smart about it. Some things that he tries to say he walks around the question. Like, you'll ask a question and he'll start talking about something similar but not the same thing. It's like, here's what I have to say about this. And like when he took the student's tie, it was kind of dumb because he's like, oh, you just want to be shed the same light as the people who did something that graduated from Harvard. I'm like, listen, dude, give me my damn tie back, okay?
I want to feel like I've made it this far.
You've done something. If you make it in Harvard, that's good. I mean, but anyways, that guy's so annoying. I just hate him for some reason. He's like this big scientist guy, but he's like he's kind of just says a whole lot of nothing and has a bunch of theories and he doesn't explain things well because I don't feel like he fully understands himself. But we are going on a whole different direction here, but I don't like him very much.
Yeah, so there's that, and anyway, so yeah.
Matt.
Any final
Yeah.
thoughts? Any closing thoughts?
Prom's gonna be awful.
Alright, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first, apparently.
Alright, you and Joe can walk in together.
No, we can't.
That would
There's no
have been
same
cute.
gender.
That would have been cute.
Yeah. Anyway,
Alright.
it would have been funny, but yeah. Yeah. So, stay trendy, guys, and
Stay
Yeah.
You heard it here first from the Kink. Stay trendy or not, we don't care.
We're not trendy.
Good evening.
Good night.